The opening day of the Battle of Gettysburg, fought on July 1st, 1863, marked the beginning of the largest and one of the most consequential battles of the American Civil War. The fighting on this day developed from a meeting engagement into a full-scale battle involving tens of thousands of soldiers, as Confederates and Union forces converged on the crossroad town of Gettysburg. The battle occurred during Robert E. Lee's second invasion of the North. His Army of Northern Virginia had crossed into Pennsylvania in June 1863, aiming to relieve pressure on Virginia, gather supplies, and potentially influence Northern public opinion. Opposing him was the Army of the Potomac, which had recently been placed under the command of George Meade on June 28, 1863. In the days leading up to the battle, Confederate forces were spread across southern Pennsylvania. Lieutenant General A.P. Hill's corps was positioned west of Gettysburg, while Richard Ewell's corps approached from the north and northeast. James Longstreet's corps was further to the west, not yet engaged on July 1st. Union cavalry under John Buford entered Gettysburg on June 30th, 1863. Buford quickly recognized the importance of the terrain south of the town, particularly the line of hills including Cemetery Hill, Cemetery Ridge, and Culp's Hill. He positioned his troopers west and northwest of the town along Herr Ridge and McPherson Ridge, intending to delay any Confederate advance until Union infantry could arrive. On the morning of July 1st, Confederate forces under Major General Henry Heth advanced towards Gettysburg from the west. Heth's division, part of A.P. Hill's corps, encountered Buford's cavalry around sunrise. Buford's dismounted troopers used their position effectively, holding off the Confederate advance for several hours. The first Union infantry to arrive was the 1st Corps under Major General John F. Reynolds. Reynolds moved quickly to support Buford and deployed his troops along McPherson's Ridge. Shortly after committing his forces, Reynolds was killed while directing the placement of troops, making him one of the highest-ranking officers killed during the entire battle. Command of the 1st Corps then passed to Abner Doubleday. Union forces, including the famed Iron Brigade, fought heavily west of Gettysburg. The Iron Brigade played a key role in resisting Confederate attacks, particularly in the area of McPherson's Woods. Fighting in this area was intense, with both sides taking significant casualties. As the morning progressed, more Confederate troops arrived, increasing pressure on Union positions. A.P. Hill's corps continued to press from the west, while Ewell's corps began to approach from the north. By early afternoon, Ewell's leading divisions engaged Union 11th Corps forces north of Gettysburg. The Union 11th Corps, commanded by Major General Oliver Howard, took up positions north of the town. These lines were extended and less defendable than those on the west. Ewell's forces, including divisions under Jubal Early and Robert Rhodes, attacked from multiple directions. Under this pressure, the 11th Corps' lines broke, leading to retreat through the town. At the same time, Union 1st Corps forces west of Gettysburg were also forced to withdraw under increased Confederate pressure. The retreat of Union forces became disorganized in places, particularly as soldiers moved through the narrow streets of Gettysburg. Many Union troops were captured during this phase of the battle. Despite the setbacks, Union forces successfully rallied on the high ground south of the town. Cemetery Hill became the central defensive position, supported by Cemetery Ridge extending to the south and Culp's Hill to the east. General Howard had anticipated the importance of this ground and had left troops there earlier in the day, which helped secure it during the retreat. By late afternoon and early evening, Confederate forces had taken control of Gettysburg itself. General Lee arrived on the field during the afternoon and assessed the situation. He issued discretionary orders to Ewell to seize Cemetery Hill if practicable. However, no coordinated assault was launched before nightfall, allowing Union forces to strengthen their positions. During the evening, additional Union reinforcements began arriving, including elements of the 3rd and 12th Corps. These troops extended and reinforced the defensive line along Cemetery Hill, Cemetery Ridge, and Culp's Hill, creating a fishhook position that would define the battle on July 2nd and July 3rd. The first day of fighting resulted in heavy casualties on both sides. Estimates indicate that approximately 15,000 to 16,000 soldiers were killed, wounded, or captured on July 1st alone. While Confederate forces achieved a tactical success by driving Union forces from their initial position, they did not secure the high ground south of Gettysburg. The events of July 1st, 1863 transformed what began as a meeting engagement into a major battle. The Union Army's ability to delay the Confederate advance, concentrate forces, and hold key terrain ensured that the fight would continue. The positions established by the end of the first day played a critical role in shaping the outcome of the Battle of Gettysburg, marking July 1st one of the most important opening days of any battle in the Civil War. Thank you for listening, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you next time.